So, another reason to have a later firearm hunting season in Zone 1 in Minnesota. So now you guys encourage that. You might write a letter or even call a DNR and say, you know, this is what we should do and why. Do that. Talk, if you belong to a sports group, talk to your officers and tell, you know, we ought to send a letter to the DNR, explain why we think we should have a later hunting season and give them those reasons. And I think before long, we'll get a later hunting season. So let's give it a try, guys, and hope soon that our wolf numbers are going to be reduced. They're delisted now. This coming year should be a program to start reducing the numbers, which is needed so badly. It's not good for wolves or whitetails, or for that matter, beavers, to let things be the way they are. It would be so bad to not have any way of reducing those wolves. Eventually we're going to lose wolves anyway. If we have any kind of a bad winter this year, I don't know what those wolves are going to eat. They aren't even going to be able to find mice under the snow. A lot of wolves are going to die from starvation. They're set for that now. And because they almost wiped out the deer, and they've almost wiped out all the beavers. They've eaten all the beavers when the deer numbers got really low. They killed and eaten all the beavers in 6 of our 7 beaver ponds in my hunting area. So many things like that. We've got to start changing things. 40-70 years of protection was much too long. That Endangered Species Act it has no provisions for ensuring more and more wolves will have enough to eat. And they don't. They've run out of food to eat. So we've got to reduce wolf numbers no matter what. Look at this deer, this picture of Ryan with his buck. It's just a yearling buck, but it got to the point where we started saying anything with antlers is legal this year. And that was it. That was the only buck with antlers that any of us had a chance to take this year. The only one. But look where the picture was taken. You see all that grass there, that all around where Ryan and the deer? That 3 years ago, that was a beaver pond, all full of water with nice beaver house, nice dam, water running over a little part of the dam, and below that dam, back in as far as you can see, there were three more beaver ponds, and they're all dry. They're all grassy meadows, just like this one. And excessive wolves have even changed the environment. They've even changed the amount of water available to wildlife in the area. They've eliminated, well, the 2 biggest ponds are down 50%. The water level's down about 50%. No beavers in there to maintain the dams, and the dams have been giving away. And then the 4 below that are all dried up. No more water there. The deer in this area, they have to travel quite a ways away to get water now during spring, summer, and fall, and early winter when they live there. So the wolves have done that. They've changed it. They've done a lot of damage to themselves even, simply because there are just too many of them, and people have been protecting them much, much too long. We got a good balance of predator-prey in that area before everything will be fine again. Yeah, here's a couple photos for you. Here's one. You see this pond? It was practically dry. Big rock sticking up I've never seen in there before. And big mud flat here, and it's almost dry because after the beavers were killed, the dam finally gave up, finally fell apart in one section, and the water went down below that. Now, above that is another even larger pond, a huge one. And what happened then, a short time after this picture was taken, the dam on that larger pond gave way. And a huge amount of water came downstream into this pond and raised the level up to about 2 feet, but still a foot below the top of that dam. So that water had dropped a lot too, and I think by next year this pond and the one above it will all be just grassy area, just like the one you're looking at here, which isn't good. But look at how much wolves can change the environment if they're too numerous. That's terrible. So there you go, guys. That's why our deer season went really great. But we've decided, no, we're going to stick it out. We're going to keep hunting here. If for no other reason that we really like it there, and if we get just one deer next year, well, that'll just have to be enough. But we're looking for change, and change. There's some little clues that say change is on the horizon, like more fawns, thanks to some special does who really know their stuff, and reduction in wolf numbers now that they've been delisted. And hopefully everything will go well here and we get started on this. But with more fawns and fewer wolves, I think the deer are going to come back. You know, it might take 2-3 years for a fawn to start looking like a buck that we might be interested in. It'll take a few years for that to happen, but we'll wait. So, with that, guys, thanks for watching. You've learned a lot now, which might be important to you in the future if you got wolves where you hunt. Or keep that in mind. And with that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and that thumbs up button as well. That's a favor to me, who wants to continue providing seminars for you in the future, and that's important for that reason. And then also keep in mind that if you haven't got your 10th edition of Whitetail Hunter's Almanac yet, geez, you got to do that. Especially you guys in northern U.S., well, everywhere for that matter. It doesn't matter if you're in Alabama or the Panhandle of Alaska. This is a book that's really good. Well, there's blacktails up there. They're like whitetails. But at any rate, this is a book that's going to really make a big difference on how successful you are in the future wherever you hunt. Unless your wolves get out of hand. So, if you haven't got one yet, be sure to get one now before the year's out. And if you got a son or daughter or friend who's a beginner or even an old veteran, what a nice thing it would be for you to buy a book to give to them for Christmas this year. This is a great Christmas gift for hunters, this book, that 10th edition of Whitetail Hunter's Almanac. It's sure to please hunters. You wait and see. They'll be thanking you for that book for decades because it'll make a big difference in how well they do in the future. So, okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be saying it again, I'm sure, before long. Merry Christmas. Be sure to visit my website. Here's the link. Here you'll find links to my blog posts, my Twitter account, my YouTube account, my Amazon store with links to my ebooks, my son's eBay store, a money saver if you're ordering from Canada or other countries, my website bookstore, and much more.